Hello everyone, welcome to the third video about DJANGO'S solo on that great tune Charleston. I already made 2 videos and I was supposed to leave it at that, but I only did the first chorus and I've gotten many requests to also do the second chorus, so this is that video. Alright, let's get started with that second chorus. If you want to check out the first chorus, there's a video linked in the description. But we're gonna start with the first phrase of the second chorus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Three, 4, 1. Django continues with the motive that he ended the first chorus with. So the first phrase starts like that. Then he continues. And then we get this double downstroke here. I do a double downstroke from the G to the F sharp. Down, down. And the triplet is down, hammer on, up. Of course, it's pretty tricky to do that in a fast tempo. Because of the double downstroke, it feels uncomfortable. But I've gotten used to it because that's the way that Django always plays that pattern. And not only Django, for instance, Birelli also does it like that. Anytime you have an 8th note followed by a triplet, it's 2 downstrokes. Now, if you don't want to do that, there's 2 other possibilities. You could use the picking pattern that Stochelo would probably use. Something like this. So it's a hammer on from the G to the F sharp. Or, sorry, a pull off. Then the hammer on. And then up on the last F sharp. Or you could even do something like this. So you do an upstroke on the F sharp and then 2 slurred notes, so a hammer on and a pull off. Of course, if you take this last route, it's the least exciting one, it has the least definition. So all 3 possibilities, this is the way that Django would do it. Stochelo. And cheaters. Of course, it's not cheating, but it's the least exciting, so I would never choose that one. So just practice it slowly and then you probably eventually get it. Then we have this bend from E to an F to really outline that G7. That's really G7. Of course, you can play without a bend, but that bend gives it some character. Let's continue to the next phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 3, 4, 1. Here we have a sweeping arpeggio, and there's multiple ways to play it. I think I'm not using the way that Django is playing it, but this is the easiest for me. So I like to play it like this. So you have to flatten your second finger, that's the most important thing. Down, up, and then all down. Now it's written down like 2 triplets, so 3, 4, 1. But in the fire of a real performance, you can maybe start a little slower and then speed up towards the end. That also sounds more like Django does it, but if you practice it with a metronome and really try to play triplets. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then we get this great phrase from C7, F7 to B flat. So it's a 2-5-1 with the 2 chord not being a minor 7 but a dominant chord. I talked more about that in the previous video, but this is a great phrase to play on those changes. Bend. Now here I do this fingering in the clip that you saw in the beginning. I jump from 1 to 2. That's very a violin way to play things, but I think I want to change it now to playing it like this. 1. And then we resolve to B flat. Let's go to the next phrase with all the octaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 3, 4, 1. Here we have a great octave phrase, really outlining the chords from B flat to D7, going to that F sharp, to G7. Now if you've never played an octave before, or if you have trouble, the way I do it is I put my fingers on the two notes I want to play, of course. In this case it's on the D and the B string. And then to mute the string in between my two fingers is muted by my first finger, by the fleshy part of my first finger. And then I mute the lower strings that I'm not using with my second finger. And I try to hit the higher string. So let's say I'm aiming my pick towards the D string, towards the E string, the high E string. Now when you hear Django play it, it's quite clean. I'm more used to the way that Stoffel plays octaves, and he usually plays muted up strings before octaves that are on the beat, so it sounds like this. Gives a little bit more character, but I would choose a way in between. Sometimes Django does it as well, but many of the octaves he plays are very clean. But I would choose maybe some of those notes with a muted upstroke and others clean. It's not really important where, just use your ears or use your taste. And then we arrive at the next phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. This is the surprise part of the chord progression where it goes to D minor all of a sudden. A7 D minor, and that's a great turn because you don't expect it. And Django plays a genius phrase. First a D minor arpeggio played from this arpeggio shape. Then for the A7 a C sharp diminished arpeggio down and up. Resolving to D minor, and then there's this great, well you could say it's a 2-5-1 lick to B flat. It's not really, it's an F major arpeggio with a passing note to go to an E flat major arpeggio. And if you play E flat major on F7, you play a sus sound. You play this sound because there's an E flat triad right there. So you can use it on a 2-5-1 to B flat, but the idea is F major to E flat major. And that's a really neat trick to use on an F7 chord. That was it for the first part of this solo. I'm gonna talk about the second half of the second chorus in a Patreon exclusive video. So that will be a video that is exclusive to my patrons. If you want to see that video, check out my Patreon. If you join there at the €10 level, you will get access to that video and many other videos that are exclusive. And if you join at the €5 tier, you can download the tab for this video and for many other videos. Of course, if you like this video, which I sincerely hope, then smash that like button and maybe subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon, and hopefully I will see you all in the next video.